Hey everybody, my name is Eric and welcome to the Joecast. Welcome to my new apartment, welcome to my new set. Now this is kind of a bit of a slow news day to start the podcast back up when it comes to movie news, so I just kind of thought maybe I would discuss the new King Arthur Legend of the Sword. Now I have not seen this movie starring Charlie Hunnam. However, I do know some information about how it did this weekend at the box office, and this movie was made for $175 million, a big budget for a movie. Now they did place it right in the middle of summer, so I'm sure they expected it to make a lot of money, but this movie is probably going to be one of the bigger box office bombs in recent memory. This thing only made $14 million on opening weekend, which is when most movies make the biggest amount of their money. That's a huge loss to the studio here. Now, what happened here? I mean, one of the things I think happened the most here, the marketing was not very well done. I really didn't see a whole lot of trailers for this. I did when I went and seen a couple other movies or so within the last month, but for the most part, I don't really recall seeing a whole lot of marketing on TV or on the internet or anything like that. So that right there was probably part of the issue, I should say. The other part of the issue, I'm not seeing a whole lot of Sons of Anarchy. The only big thing I really recall seeing Charlie Hunnam in was Pacific Rim a few years ago, and I thought he was pretty okay in that movie. I don't think it was the best movie in the world. It was mostly just a lot of, robots on monster action, and the story obviously and the character development and acting wasn't the focal point of that film. So it's kind of hard to judge Charlie Hunnam on that film alone. But I hear he's great in Sons of Anarchy. Now, granted, a TV show is a little different than a motion picture, especially one that has you on the cover or on the poster and on all the marketing and everything. So this being one of his first starring roles in Hollywood, I thought that it didn't bode well for him with the results of the box office here. $14 million on a $175 million budget is a massive loss of money. And so if anybody, and I actually heard this film was not that bad. People who have gone to see it actually say it's pretty entertaining. It's better than they thought it would be. I think it's got a horrible Rotten Tomatoes average right now, but you can't always go by that. It's kind of a shame to see a young up and coming actor in Charlie Hunnam kind of struggle like this. Now, will this ruin his career? More than likely, probably not. It's going to hurt. I think that he's probably going to have to take some supporting roles and some side roles here in films, and maybe it won't be a starring role because a lot of movie companies are not going to want to give him his own movie right now. It's kind of like what happened to Taylor Kitsch a little bit. Taylor Kitsch kind of had that issue as well, and we had John Carter, and then of course he was Gambit, and it didn't go very well. So I mean, I think that's going to be. He's going to have suffer from that sort of same syndrome that he went through. But I think he can recover if he just kind of takes some side roles for a little while. But for now, I think it's going to be one of those deals where we're definitely not going to get a sequel to King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. And I know some people kind of thought maybe it would be kind of cool to see him do that, but that's not going to happen now. So all you people who listened last week, Hellboy was announced to be getting a reboot as well. I know a lot of people, including myself, would love to have seen a Hellboy 3 with Guillermo del Toro. Now, this is exactly why Hellboy 3 is not going to happen. Guillermo del Toro was asking upwards of $200 million to make Hellboy 3 with Ron Perlman. This type of movie here that was made for $175 million, only making $14 million, this is why it will not be made, because studios just find it too big of a risk to put that kind of money forward to making a big-time production film when it doesn't really get a whole lot of money in return. And the first two Hellboy movies, as much as they are kind of like what you call cult classic, to where a lot of they had their fans, at the box office they really didn't do that well, in all things considered. So for this reason alone is why that's not going to happen. But anyway, I feel bad for this film. I just felt like it was kind of in that death spot, so to speak, to use a wrestling term. It was right in between Guardians of the Galaxy and Alien Covenant the next week, and it just kind of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of just still ran roughshod over it, and it really didn't have much of a chance, in my opinion. I hope that Charlie Hunnam can get his career kind of boost it back up here and maybe have another good movie coming up down the line. But for now, I think it's just something that he's going to have to recover from. It's going to take some time, but I hope if you like King Arthur and you know wanted to go see this movie, I hope you will still go out and support it. But unfortunately, it sounds like the studio is going to lose a lot of money on it. We're not going to get any more King Arthur probably for the foreseeable future. Well, that'll just about do it for me, everybody. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel right here by clicking this round logo right here. Please click on that and subscribe for more trailer reactions, movie reviews, movie news, NFL recap shows, and WWE professional wrestling shows. I'll be going over all those shows, and you can check them out right here on the channel. Also, you can find me on my Facebook and Twitter at facebook.com/gelcast or on Twitter at EricGel. So until next time, as always, God bless.